Hello, and welcome to Hometown TV News, bringing you the latest news from our local area. I'm Alyssa HTTV.
And I'm Bob Heisler, and here's what's happening around our towns. Topping our stories, Berkeley Heights adopts its budget, which was controversial, was absent.
Discussions are planned for Summit's capital budget. Just prior to their August meeting, on Tuesday, August 4th, members of the Common Council will host a public hearing on the city's capital budget from 6 to 7 p.m. Councilman Andy Lark advised residents to check Summit's website in the days leading up to the hearing for details. In the summer, the council meets only once in July and once in August. August meeting at Summit City Hall begins at 7:30 p.m. in council chambers on the first floor. Bob, could you believe that hailstorm we had last Sunday?
That was really something. I don't ever remember a storm being that strong. But in the areas of New Providence,
It was organized by Ivan Ruiz, owner of the Wine List of Summit, and can be declared a success. Some of Hometown TV's own foodies were at the Wine and Food Fest.
Still making hamburgers.
Summit has launched its own LinkedIn network to help neighbors find work. Area residents have found a new free avenue to pursue online as they attempt to find employment in a turbulent economy. A group of volunteers from the Other Fellow First Foundation has created a local group as part of the widely used LinkedIn website and say they hope the effort leads to professional networking and employment. At July's Common Council meeting, Summit resident Phil Roberts made a presentation to spread the word. Roberts said the goal is to electronically encourage neighbors to help neighbors. The Other Fellow First Foundation, based in Summit, exists to assist New Jersey residents who are in distress. Roberts said the region's job seekers can use the information available through the website to look for employment possibilities, find a mentor, or even find office space to use while searching for a job. In turn, those who might be able to help neighbors find job leads are willing to serve as mentors or have desks, phones, and office equipment available are also sought. The gatekeeper of the Summit portion of the site, Roberts said, is local resident David Ingerman. He first offered to create such a network last spring at a foundation-hosted local economy meeting held at the Grand Summit Hotel that was attended by more than 200 people. For details on the LinkedIn network, Roberts suggested that people log on and undertake a simple registration process, or visit summitdiner.org, or you can contact Brett Hare of the Other Fellow First Foundation at 908-522-8822.
Milburn is exploring the use of bollards with chains to promote the safety on Main Street. Pedestrian safety on the stretch of Main Street between Riverwalk, isn't that right, Alyssa?
Yes, Bob. Plans for a Riverwalk linking the paper mill to downtown is reaching the final planning stage. The Downtown Milburn Development Alliance is closing in on the final plan for the long-awaited Riverwalk to link the Paper Mill Playhouse to the restaurants, shops, and parking lots downtown. Engineer Rich Keller of Casey & Keller presented what he described as the close-to-final Riverwalk design plan to the Township Committee on July 21st. Keller said his firm is zeroing in on the remaining details of the walk, which would then be presented to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for approval. The walk, once planned as a walkway along the Rahway River, which flows past the historic paper mill, is now defined as 1,600 linear feet of sidewalk connecting the Playhouse to downtown Milburn. It would run along Brookside Drive and Main Street to the intersection of Essex Street. The sidewalk, which is now 4 feet in width, would be widened to 8 feet. The project would also include enhanced lighting and landscaping, with a goal of encouraging pedestrian traffic between the paper mill and the downtown. It's hopefully finally coming to fruition, said Alliance Executive Director Harold Klein. The final project is estimated to cost $474,660, well within the estimated $540,000 in grant money the Alliance expects to get from the state DOT to construct the walkway. It is expected that the plan won't receive final state approval before September, so construction will most likely be put off until summer of 2010.
Well, here's great news for seniors. The Lutheran Ministries has announced a plan for an elder care center in New Providence.
In school news, students will be welcoming new principals at 2 Berkeley Heights schools this September. Students and parents will be welcoming new principals in 2 of the Berkeley Heights public schools when students resume their studies in September. Anne Corley Hand has begun her duties as the new principal of Mary K. McMillan Early Childhood Center, while Jessica Nardi will begin her employment as principal of Thomas P. Hughes School later this month. Corley Hand succeeds Dr. Kevin McGrath, who served as interim principal of the Early Childhood Center during the 2008 to 2009 school year, and Nardi will follow Andrea Orlando, who announced her retirement effective July 31st. It seems as though everybody's talking about the economy lately.
Well, they certainly are, Alyssa, and our own Mark Miller was down at the Summit Library talking to people with the question of the week.
Well, let's see what they have to say.
Hi, this is Mark.
And schools in Millburn are looking to increase their use of technology in the classroom. All teachers in Millburn Public Schools are given laptops and can use Edline, but more opportunity for teachers to use LCD projectors, smart boards, video equipment, and the internet is on the horizon for the near future, according to Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Instruction and Technology, Elaine Bislocki. Bislocki and the Board of Education's Technology Committee are exploring a number of options for the use of technology in student instruction. Classrooms in the new 3-story wings of Millburn Middle School and Millburn High School will all be stocked with LCD projectors, which can be hooked up to computers, according to Bislocki. An LCD projector is a type of projector for displaying video, image, or computer data on a screen or other flat surface. A few Mimeos have been purchased, which are compact bars that can be mounted onto a whiteboard using infrared and ultrasound sensor technology to turn whiteboards into interactive surfaces. According to the Mimeo website, 5 built-in function buttons allow for different presentation effects. While not drastically less expensive than smartboards, Mimeos do not need to be professionally installed, Bislocki explained. The equipment can also be carried from classroom to classroom. Supplies donated by the Education Foundation of Millburn Short Hills as part of its Communication Arts Initiative will be an important part of the elementary school curriculum, help with a 7th grade class combining leadership and technology, and enable Millburn High School's first ever course in digital video production.
Well, here's a rather sad story. Ethel Nagy of Summit lost a 30-year-old grapevine and even more.
In our local sports news, a Short Hills woman will bike, swim, and run in a New York City triathlon. Short Hills resident Mary Livingston is getting ready to compete in her 5th New York City triathlon and hopes to inspire other local women to do the same. Livingston, who is 58, is training for the July 26th Nautica New York City Triathlon, an Olympic distance race consisting of a 1,500-meter swim, a 40K bike, and a 10K run. Livingston, who had her first competitive athletic experience at age 49 when she decided to enter a triathlon in Long Branch in response to what she refers to as a midlife crisis, started running 9 years ago and hasn't looked back. After that first Long Branch triathlon, Livingston hired a personal trainer and now trains essentially all year long. "I'm doing this for my health, not for fame or fortune," Livingston said, adding she's in as good a shape as you can be at age 58. Livingston said her goal at each event is always to meet or beat her last time. She came in 4th the first 3 years she competed in the Nautica Triathlon, with her best time at 3 hours and 11 minutes. This year, she's hoping to either come in 3rd or improve her time. The experience in participating in the triathlons has literally changed her life, Livingston said, adding that she wanted to share what she found with others. The result was the formation of Team 101, a group that she and several friends formed in conjunction with the Summit YMCA. The group focuses on women aged 16 through 60, with an emphasis on developing a healthy lifestyle and training to compete in triathlons. Team 101 is in its 4th year, and women don't have to be members of the YMCA to join, Livingston said. Anyone interested in finding out more about Team 101 or getting on the email list should email Sue Fiesler, Community Wellness Director at the Summit YMCA, at suefiesler@summitymca.org.
You know, that's a remarkable achievement for someone her age.
I'd say so.
In other local sports news, a Governor Livingston fencer takes second at the Summer Nationals.
Summit High School's track team qualified for nationals. The Summit High School track team sent their girls' relay team to the Nationals in Greensboro, North Carolina in June. Katie Watson, Nikki Hallenberg, Kearsley Alcott, and Danielle Alaco ran the emerging Elite Four by 800 and placed second overall. This was only the second time in the Summit High School girls' track team history that they qualified and participated in nationals. On the boys' side, Ben Raskin competed in the emerging Elite 400-meter run and turned in an impressive top 10 finish. Coaches Neil Sharma and Tony Martins commended their runners for their hard work and dedication.
In Berkeley Heights, the Littell Lord Farmhouse is open for visitors.
In closing, Hometown Television has elected 3 new board members. Our station held its annual meeting at the Paper Mill Playhouse in the Kirby House this year. 13 people were elected to the Board of Trustees, including new members Joe Amatucci, Steve Murphy, and Carlisle Newell. At the annual meeting, Fred Honnold, President and CEO, provided the annual State of the Station report, and continued success was reported on all fronts. Of specific note, Mr. Honnold mentioned how, as a 501c3 nonprofit, Hometown Television is dependent upon its membership support and production income to continue providing quality programming focused on neighbors communicating with neighbors on the issues and events important in our lives. Complete information about the station may be found at hometowntv.org. You have been watching Hometown TV's weekly news broadcast, featuring stories from the Independent Press and the Milburn Item. You can catch up on all the local news any day of the week, morning or night, at 7 and 11 o'clock a.m. or 7 and 11 o'clock p.m. I'm Alyssa Aftab.
And I'm Bob Heisler. See it here and read it there. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.